The forest loomed ahead, a tangled mass of ancient trees and dense undergrowth. The air was thick with mist, swirling around the gnarled trunks like ghostly tendrils. Shadows danced among the foliage, giving the impression that the forest itself was alive, watching, waiting. Alex tightened their grip on the strap of their backpack, glancing down at Bulbasaur. The Pokemon's bulb glowed faintly, casting an eerie green light that barely penetrated the dense fog. The forest was silent, save for the occasional rustle of leaves and the distant hoot of an owl. It felt as though they had stepped into another world, one where time itself had ceased to exist. "Stay close, Bulbasaur," Alex whispered, their voice barely audible above the whispering wind. Bulbasaur nodded, its eyes wide with a mixture of curiosity and apprehension. They had heard rumors about this forest, tales of lost travelers and ghostly apparitions, but they had no choice. This was the only path that would lead them away from Midvale and towards the hope of a new beginning. As they ventured deeper into the forest, the whispers began. At first, they were barely discernible, a soft murmur on the edge of hearing, but gradually they grew louder, more insistent. Alex could make out fragments of words, phrases that seemed to echo from all directions. "Help us, lost, darkness." Alex shivered, pulling their jacket tighter around them. They glanced at Bulbasaur, who was also reacting to the whispers. Its ears twitched, and it looked around nervously, the light from its bulb flickering in response to its growing unease. "It's just the wind," Alex said, more to reassure themselves than Bulbasaur. But deep down, they knew that wasn't true. There was something else in this forest, something that didn't belong. The path grew narrower, forcing them to move single file. The trees pressed in closer, their branches like skeletal fingers reaching out to snatch at them. Alex felt a chill run down their spine as they caught glimpses of movement in the corner of their eye, shapes flitting through the trees, just beyond the edge of the light. Suddenly, Bulbasaur stopped, its body tensing. Alex froze, following its gaze to a clearing up ahead. There, in the center, stood a spectral figure, a Pokémon, its form translucent and shimmering in the moonlight. It was a haunter, its eyes glowing with an unearthly light. A malicious grin stretched across its ghostly face. "Bulbasaur, be ready," Alex whispered, their hand moving to the pokeball at their belt. But before they could react, the haunter let out a chilling laugh, its voice echoing through the forest. More ghostly shapes appeared, drifting between the trees, their eyes glowing with malevolent intent. Alex's heart pounded in their chest as they faced the growing number of ghostly Pokémon. "Bulbasaur, use Vine Whip," they commanded, their voice steady despite the fear gnawing at their insides. Bulbasaur's vines shot out, lashing at the haunter. The ghostly Pokémon evaded the attack, its form flickering in and out of existence. It retaliated with a shadowy ball of energy which Bulbasaur narrowly dodged. The other ghostly Pokémon closed in, their whispers turning into a cacophony of eerie voices. Alex knew they were outmatched. "Bulbasaur, we need to run!" they shouted, grabbing their Pokémon and sprinting down the path. The forest seemed to close in around them, the whispers growing louder, more desperate. "Lost! Forever! Join us!" The voices clawed at Alex's mind, filling them with a sense of despair. But they couldn't stop. Not now. Ahead, through the mist, Alex saw a faint light. It flickered like a beacon, guiding them through the darkness. They pushed forward, their legs burning with exertion, Bulbasaur clinging to their side. As they burst through the final wall of fog, they stumbled into another clearing. This one was different, calmer, almost serene. The ghostly Pokémon halted at the edge, their forms dissolving into the mist. The whispers faded, replaced by a soothing silence. In the center of the clearing stood an ancient tree, its bark covered in glowing moss. Alex and Bulbasaur collapsed at its base, gasping for breath. The light from the moss bathed them in a soft, comforting glow, easing their fear and exhaustion. As Alex's breathing steadied, they looked around the clearing, feeling a strange sense of peace. Bulbasaur nuzzled against them, its eyes reflecting relief and gratitude. They had made it through the darkest part of the forest, but they knew their journey was far from over. "We'll rest here for a while," Alex murmured, their voice filled with determination. "Then we'll keep moving. We'll find a place where we can be happy, where we can be safe." Bulbasaur nodded, its bulb glowing softly in agreement. They curled up together beneath the ancient tree, the whispers of the forest now a distant memory. For the first time in a long while, they felt a glimmer of hope, a promise of brighter days ahead. As they drifted off to sleep, the forest watched over them, its secrets hidden within the shadows. The journey was just beginning, and the path ahead was shrouded in darkness. But together, Alex and Bulbasaur would face it all, united by their unbreakable bond. The eerie forest had tested their resolve, but it had also strengthened their determination. They had survived the whispers and the ghosts, but the challenges ahead were still unknown and ominous. Only time would tell if their bond was strong enough to see them through.